Again, the numbers really that came out from the tech company, Tech Mahindra, announces quarter results, first quarter results in fact today, and their below estimates net profit came in down about 39%. It currently stands at 140 crore rupees. That's versus 230.4 crore rupees in the same quarter last year, and net revenues are also up close to 6% at 1,113 crore rupees. That's versus 1,051.3 crore rupees on a quarter-on-quarter basis compared to last year, while operating margins are currently at 25.2% versus 28% on a quarterly basis compared to last year. And let me go across to Neeraj really for what we need to look out for going forward, and what really we're going to ask the management. Neeraj, of course, we are going to look at Satyam post the open offer and the preferential allotment that really happened. What is your take on it?
Well, in fact, a lot of things that we'll need to look for, Shivani, in this. And in fact, let's get the word from the management. Mr. Vineet Nayar joins us on ET Now. Mr. Nayar, many thanks for joining in. Neeraj Shah here. A quick word on the numbers that have come out, because on the net profit front, there has been a bit of a disappointment as per estimates. Shed some light on that front.
Look, I think we have had a very good quarter by any standards. Our revenue has gone up by 8% quarter on quarter, which is way above what the industry has performed. Our EBITDA is at 25%, 25.6% to be precise, which also is very, very good by any standards or measures. Profit is down for the simple reason, you may recall that we had acquired a company known as Satyam, and we had borrowed money for that, and we had to pay interest on it.
Sure.
So that is what is pulling down the profits. The other way of looking at it is that we have acquired a company on a leveraged basis. So when finally these two companies merge, the results, since there is no dilution of equity so far, the EPS would be significantly higher. So I see that as a positive. I do not see that as a negative.
Surely. A word on the forex picture, Mr. Nayar, simply because, I mean, while most of the companies have actually reported a gain, there has been a bit of an anomaly for Tech Mahindra. Have the hedges worked not in favor? How is that picture painted out?
This has happened essentially because we are in our major part of our revenue is in sterling, and other companies' major part of their revenue is in dollars. So consequently, we go counter to the general trend, and to the extent we have hedged on pound, and pound has weakened, we have shown certain losses. But these are mark to market. So whether these losses will actually be realized or not, we don't know.
Sure. Let's talk about the employee picture, Mr. Nayar. I understand that you've postponed the hiring, campus hiring at least, for the next couple of quarters. But, I mean, most of the biggies also are most of your peers are also in that frame of not going too heavy on hiring. Would that be a view that even you sharing, and for how long would you believe that hiring would be a bit circumspect?
I mean, it's a fact that our major markets, be it US or Europe, are going through a period of recession. You've seen fair amount of life or resurgence in India, but please do not extrapolate that for the rest of the world, because they are going through a period of recession, through a period of contraction. So we are basically anticipating what the market trends are going to be, and we do believe that the growth in revenue is going to be under pressure. The growth rate is going to be under pressure going forward. And all of us will be fighting for the same pie. So consequently, as a measure of abundant caution, we are decelerating our hiring, especially from the campuses.
Fair enough. You spoke about some pressures coming in, at least at the global level. One space, of course, BT. Now, how is that panning out? Because clearly there is talk of BT taking back some jobs to UK and 60% odd of your own revenues. How would that picture pan out for Tech Mahindra?
That BT is under pressure is a fact. That BT is cutting down its expenditure on IT is also a fact. But taking back jobs to UK we have not seen. Perhaps in the BPO sector they may have done it, but we were basically involved with them in information technology area, in the technology area, and we haven't seen that happen. But yes, you're right that we are going to see pressures in BT in regard to future expansion of business.
Right.
Having said that, I may add that our revenue from BT has remained more or less constant. Some has come down, some has gone up.
Right. I'll take the liberty of asking you about Satyam also in a bit, but specific to deals that you would be pursuing, the BTGS deal as well, what is in the pipeline? Is there anything that the markets could anticipate or expect?
I didn't quite get this question, Neeraj.
I'm just talking about the kind of, would there be more deals in the pipeline that you would be pursuing with regards to BT or BTGS essentially, and anything that the markets could anticipate on that front?
The traditional part of BT, what we call BT Strada, is contracting. On the other hand, we have different contracts like Barcelona and Andes, which are growing. So we would be looking forward to expanding in that area if it is possible to offset the contraction which could take place in the core BT or BT design, as we call it. What we are trying our best is to neutralize the negatives of BT design by getting more business in other areas, in BT Global Services and in Andes, which is another large contract which we had signed with BT.
In fact, has revenue started flowing in Q1 from Andes? That would be one thing that I would want to ask.
Yes, it has. It has started flowing in Q1.
All right. Now, on a broad business basis, Mr. Nayar, IMS, now this is one deal that companies such as yourself are bullish on, but a concern that analysts in the market could have is that even global peers are pretty bullish about outperformance in this space. Would you believe that Indian companies would have edge, or would you believe that they are pretty much stacked in the same pile as global peers?
I do believe Indian companies will have an edge in a manner of speaking, because I think Indian companies are more flexible and they are willing to go an extra mile, which traditional service providers in Europe and US are not willing to do. And that is why you've seen net Indian IT industry has been gaining over a period of time. And if you look at long term, I think ultimately what will matter is our, our flexibility, our willingness to work harder for the client, our willingness to go an extra mile. And I think in this, Indian companies excel.
Right. Now, let's leave BT aside, Mr. Nayar. Coming to non-BT clients, as a company, you've spoken about how there is global uncertainty.